Hi there. This video is for anyone who has been having problems making their own decals, and it's not the making them and creating them like this so much as it is the getting them off of here. So I've seen a few people who have had some issues with the mats and getting your decals to work on these mats. So this is just a little hopefully a helpful tip to make it much easier for you to get your decals up. So these are pre-done, and the reason I have them pre-done is because I wanted to show you that I used my Dollar Tree top coat, and I put down, before I did anything, I put down 2 layers of the top coat and I let it dry. Then I took and I stamped my design on top of the decal and I let that dry. So the first drying was probably about 10 minutes. Then I stamped and then I left that alone for a couple of minutes, and then I put another coat, thin, of the top coat down once again. So now it's been about 15 minutes, and I have seen people who have issues trying to get these up. Now, I have issues too, but this is what I have figured out that helps me lift them. Now, one of the reasons that I do use my stampers is because I can use my nail, and I need to turn this. This is my Uber Chic mini mat. I bought this just a bit ago. I did a little share with this, and I'm using this one because some people have had issues with this working right, but they really do work right. It's just a matter of figuring out what works for you. Now, temperature in your house does make a difference. I can't stress that enough. It makes a huge difference. I'm going to zoom in a bit here so that you can watch how I'm doing this. Now, these are ready to go. I've left them alone. They're dry, but they're still, they're not crispy, if that makes any sense. They're still pliable. Now, I've seen people use different things to lift them up, but what I have found, and I love to make decals because the sky's the limit when you're making decals, is to get them up in one piece without damaging them. This is how I have learned to do it. And one of the reasons I wanted the mini mat was for that reason. So I am going to turn my mat sideways. And I also do this on my stampers. Once you've gotten a corner started, see how I'm using my nail to get the whole side lifted? Now, what I usually do is I continue with my nail down, and now that I've got that started, and I just gently go back and forth, keeping the tip of my nail on the mat, and that will very gently, most of the time, lift it up off without tearing it. See how I do that? You just got to be a little patient. And because I used 2 regular coats of the polish and then a thin coat, it usually works really well. And then that last little tiny piece, you can peel it off, and there you are. There is a decal. So it does work if you're careful. So here again, I find the edge of my decal, and this one I'm not going to lift. This one I'm just going to use my fingernail. See how I'm doing that? Now, I'm not putting my fingernail this way. I'm actually putting the tip onto the mat. And as I slide my finger back and forth, let me get that back into the camera a bit closer. I slide my finger back and forth. That gently lifts all the way across, a little at a time. And then we very gently pull up our decal. See that? Okay, so let me spin this so that you can see that last one. So once again, find the edge and very gently all the way across. Because what I found is if you lift the edge here like this and then try to pull it, you're going to tear it. They're too fragile. You actually have to. Now, I have done this with like my cuticle pusher. See here? What I'll do is I'll use this end here and then laying it flat, careful not to cut your mat. If you lay it flat, you can do the exact same thing. See that? Now, I have not had much luck with my sticks. See that? Comes off beautifully. So there are lifting 3 separate decals. This mat does work beautiful. I'm gonna back this out again. It makes fantastic decals. It's just a matter of seeing what works best for you. So for me, 2 coats where I want the decals to be. Then I stamp my design after about 10 minutes. So it's dry to the touch, but it still has, you can still tell that it's not completely 100% dry. Then stamp this, leave it alone and let the stamp itself dry for a minute or 2, and then another thin top coat. And that gives you a decal that is strong enough to handle, but not so thick that it's not going to blend in nicely with your base polish. I hope this has helped. If you guys have any questions, please drop me a comment and I'll be happy to answer what I can. But I hope this helps, and Kay, this will work, hun. Give it a try. So 2 coats, wait 10 minutes, stamp your design, wait a couple minutes, top coat it, wait another 10 minutes. You want this dry, but not so dry that it's crispy. If it gets crispy, don't throw it away. Just put 1 thin coat of your top coat on again, leave it alone for about 5 minutes, and it will become dry and pliable, bendy, wiggly, stretchy again. Well, I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Until next time.